PT6 is PT stretching techniques. This is another session that's highly interactive, and the friends are going to look at evaluating flexibility with a whole bunch of hands-on evaluation tests, and then look at performing partner-based stretches. This particular session relates directly to what we're going to expect to see in their practical evaluations further down the track. So challenges all basically come back to this section for the stretching portion of it. Now in the Galar challenge, which is their very next challenge, there's also a part of that they need to have an entire flexibility screen. So both the front end and the back end of this particular session are going to be examined. Now in the front end of the section, we look at flexibility evaluation. For this one, make it as interactive as possible so that you show, tell, and then friends practice each of the techniques. To do it well, you'll need to spread your tables around the place. So use the tables as a workbench, clear everything off them. The friends have their books, they have a pen, and each pair requires a tape measure. For each of the evaluations that we use, a couple of things are going to be important for you. Use a system. The friends are going to use the evaluation tool in front of them. Number one, show them the stretch on the board. And that gives them a good idea of client positioning. What you'll need to show them then is how you get in and make the actual measurement. So demonstrate that clearly with a friend. So the friends can see that, make the measurement, tell the friends how to record the measurement, and then the friends get 5 minutes to perform that with each other. So they take turns. Now as you work through this is an area where professionalism is paramount. Because there's a lot of touching and feeling with it, it's permission to touch, it's professionalism in language, it's making sure that the handholds are appropriate, and it's debriefing appropriately as well. So it's kind of a serious component to this, which you'll need to get across to friends is something that we're going to look for when we get into their evaluations as well. At the end of each of the stretches, the evaluations that they go through, stop them and highlight one or two key things in the notes. That'll again settle them down in between. So it might be that you're talking about, for example, a hamstring length test, and we quickly have a discussion on when lordosis starts to disappear, the muscle tension's been taken up. So whatever, put in something in between each of them and give the friends a strategy to work with then to get into the next activity. That first part should take you all the way through to the break. After the break, we get into the stretching practical. Now in this one, you're going to explore hands-on stretches. A couple of things to advise the friends in this. As long as we see a safe, effective stretch with good partner positioning and safe handholds, we're okay with it when they're doing their practical challenges. What we'll do is show them a typical stretch, and the stretch that you should show them are the stretches that come from the Exopedia or from their notes. So they've got a good picture of it and they've got a good working example of how it looks in time and space. For this one, get the friends out into the gym. Make sure they've got plenty of room. And you want to show them the handhold in particular and talk through why your positioning is as it is. Things like client comfort, things like professionalism, and being able to monitor and control the stretch. All those are important. So we need to see good hand position. The friends do need to have some practice on P&F stretching in this component of it as well. So maybe go through glute and hamstring as P&F stretches and then move around the group to see that they've performed that well. Just like the evaluation component, spend 5 minutes on each of these. Demonstrate 5 minutes moving around the place just so you can make some of the subtle corrections that the friends will need to have. Back end of the session is where we go back into the room and the friends work through the last your turn. Dedicate about 20 minutes to that your turn, because the friends will actually go and perform stretches on each other from a program that they've come up with. And that'll give them a little bit more time to practice, and that'll then round out the session for you. The session one for PT06, PT stretching, is introduction, theory, and then looking at flexibility evaluation. After that, get your desks back together, take the break. From there, early theory, looking at hands-on partner stretching practical, coming back to the room for programming, the final your turn, and then round up the session.